Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another boss guide for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. This boss guide is for General Tenzen Yamauchi. You just beat the Chained Ogre, and you've run smack dab into another mini-boss. It's extremely frustrating, but that's okay. As with this guy, or as with all mini-bosses in the early game, he is designed to teach you something. This boss in particular puts sweeps, makiris, and deflecting together, and this is the first boss that I would argue aggression is absolutely necessary with. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to build up his posture. In addition, he has all these guys around him, which makes it a real pain to get multiple boss attempts in. However, one thing you should be aware of is he is totally optional. You can absolutely skip him, but you should not do that. You want his prayer bead. At this point in the game, it's absolutely essential to collect all the prayer beads that you can. So, first things first, as with all the mini-boss fights, got to clear out those enemies. So you want to come out here and just stick to the right, come just past this tree, grapple up onto that tree, sneak again, and you just walk right into these reeds. You just come to this corner, you see that. You can jump for it, or you can just walk right off, and you'll be just fine. Hop up here, and you got to knock this dude out. Once you've knocked him out, you're going straight below. Just go ahead, drop on off. Sneak over to this guy, get the stab here. And you have just enough time to come over here, backstab him, then come over here, backstab the rifleman. Once those guys are all dead, creep around to this corner. There's another rifleman and then a swordsman. Here's the rifle guy. Go ahead, backstab him. Then you want to make it over here. Now you can take more time with this, but if you want all these smooth backstabs, you kind of have to be moving pretty quickly. But if you just wait a little bit, you will be able to get them to all move around to the spots where I backstabbed them, and those are the safest spots to go ahead and get that kill. You have one guy left and then the boss. As with the other mini bosses, you want to get a death blow in before the fight begins. So the second you drop down there, he's going to start pacing, he's going to walk off to the right. Thing to be aware of, that thing right below us with the red linen, if you fall onto it, it'll break. So you want to make sure that you walk off fairly strongly to avoid it. Go ahead, get the death blow on him, and then stick to the right side of this room, and he's going to turn to the left, so you can go ahead and get that death blow. Now, going into this fight, prosthetic tools aren't going to help you much, but he can do a posture recovery move just like the other generals. So go ahead, put a loaded shuriken on just to prevent that. Make sure to clean this up so that you only have healing items and pellets. And this is actually the first really good fight to go ahead and use Nako Sugar. You probably only have one at this point that you picked up in Harada Estate, but you could have more. I'm not going to use it, but it can help. Gokon's another one. This one helps you maintain your posture so you get posture broken less. This boss also has a grab attack that he will only use if he posture breaks you, but you can avoid it by rolling away, so it's not really a threat. So with that, let's go ahead, get that death blow. Now this boss hits very, very hard, but you want to fight him right up on it. Like I said, aggression. Now, I'm going to try to demonstrate his moveset, but you should be absolutely attacking every time he stops. See, that is his Makiri. It's extremely telegraphed. He does the same two swings prior to it every time he uses his step. That's a sweep. You want to bounce on his head. I don't know why I did not. When he brings his sword over to his left side, he is about to do that lunge. Okay, that's the other form of the Makiri. I apologize, I misspoke. He uses it twice. I'm going to try to get him to demonstrate when he brings that sword to the other. Okay, he just keeps doing the Makiri. When you're spaced out, typically healing, he will bring his sword. There you go. He's about to lunge and attack. You just want to get that block up for it. Here comes another Makiri that is telegraphed by those two swings. Bounce on his head. As you can see, I'm not even attacking, and I'm building his posture up by staying right at him and forcing him to continue attacking. I'm going to let him go ahead and recover that posture. Now I'm going to go in aggressively. Bounce on his head. 2 attacks on the way down. Once I get big sparks from him blocking me, I go back to deflecting. Jump on his head again. 2 strikes down. Big sparks. Back to deflecting. Continue attacking. Bounce on his head. 2 attacks on the way down. Big sparks. So I got posture broken, not a big deal. Interrupt that with a shuriken. Keep attacking. And he's down. This boss can definitely take some practice, but it is totally worth you just taking the time, figure him out, because he is very telegraphed, perilous attacks, and if you don't get good enough to deal with this enemy, you probably don't want to progress in the game. Otherwise, you're going to get brick walled by a boss that's much more challenging than him. You don't want to try to cheese or skip any bosses in this game. If you do, you will not grow as a player, and you are probably not going to end up being able to beat the final boss of Sekiro once you get there. All that you have to do to see how many people have cheated their way through the game is look and see how many people failed to kill the final boss of the game. Final boss of the game is not the hardest boss, but people don't develop themselves, and you can't cheese him. So that's it for this one, and I hope you guys continue watching this series.